Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Devlog of Edenville. Hope you guys are doing great, doing wonderful on this day. I'm excited to come here and show you guys another update to my indie game. As mentioned before, I didn't make a video on Monday like I usually do. I just needed that extra time to be able to continue working on the game. It's because the side job that I have, it does take most of my time away from this project now. So I needed extra time just to be able to show you guys something on this devlog. And last week it wasn't enough to show you guys anything, so I decided to just do it on the next week, which is what I'm doing this time. And I'm gonna share you guys what I've done in the last week and a little bit of this week. And before I continue, guys, I just wanted to say that we have hit 200 subscribers from the last time that I saw it, and I just wanted to say thank you guys. We're almost halfway through our goal, which is 500. So let's keep at it, guys. Subscribe if you haven't, and if you're interested in joining this journey, and slap that like button for me, please. Cool, guys. I just want to say quickly is thank you guys for that, and let's keep at it. Let's go to 500. The road to 500 subscribers. Let's go. Anyways, as you guys noticed, I changed my splash screen already. No more of that nasty AI art that I had before. I apologize for that. Now I created something cool within the game and be able to show you this as my splash screen. As you can see, I created a little quick splash screen. Eventually I might have a button here to say play or options and all that kind of stuff in the future. I also have this house here, which is not the final. This is not going to be the house that I'm going to be using. I just wanted to have something in there to show you just to see how it will look like. As you can see, there's a lot of particle effects happening besides the rain. There's also leaves happening, as you can see down here. I'm most likely going to be changing a little bit the size on these guys. It might be a little bit too small, but you can see some leaves just went around. There's a thunderstorm. You can see the screen flash white as a thunder strike, right? And I think once I add sounds to this game, I think it's gonna make it 1,000 times better. And then you see these white particles coming out, and that's basically just indication where the raindrops hit the ground and then it splashes. I need to create a better visual effect on that, and also maybe on the water as well to maybe create ripples. I need to look into seeing how if there's a way to detect when it hits the ground or when it's done, and be able to use that to determine if I should spawn a ripple or not. But that's something I need to look at. And there's something else missing in this here, so let me get that set up real quick. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. I was noticed like the trees were not moving around. That's something new I added to here. Make the trees sway when there's going to be like a thunderstorm, and they change the speed on it depending how stormy it's going to be, right? As you can see, this tree sway a little bit back and forth. And then that's the reasoning for these particles of the leaves falling out. Those two are going to be kind of in tune together, right? This kind of makes sense. And that's basically what I've done with the splash screen right now. I'm definitely going to continue working on this, making some more visual updates on this in the future. I hope you guys enjoy this for the time being. And maybe another cool thing to have here is maybe have some fishes just swimming around here. Have the character, I don't know. I'm debating if I want the splash screen to work. If I want it to be like instantaneous, I guess I would say. I can't think of the word right now. My mind is going white. I'm debating if I want it so that when you press play, would it fade to black and then back out? Or do I want it just to, once you press play, it automatically goes to the player? So basically the splash screen would be located where the player is at. So once you press play, you're able to start controlling the character right away rather than fading to black, right? So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm mostly aiming for the second one, and I also added fog into here as well. So there's gonna be days where it can be kind of foggy, right? And I really love the effect that this gives as well. You can see fog coming from the right to the left, and you also notice that when I started this splash screen, it was kind of darker, and then it got brighter. So I added also a daytime system here, where as the time increments, it would then get brighter as day goes by, and then it will get darker as it gets closer to the nighttime. I just need to be able to hook these stuff up correctly, because right now I just have it spawned, right? But they're not hooked up to anything right now. I think that's the plan that I'll be working on next after this. Before I keep mentioning about the daytime system and the weather system, I want to show you what else I've done lately. Let's get into the game. Let's pick up these fishing rod items. So I made updates to the fishes in here, right? So every pond now will spawn fishes over time. As you can see, fishes are slowly spawning in and slowly, and vary in different sizes. I still need to tweak the weights on these guys so that like the bigger fishes will be more rare, right? Or maybe certain actions that you need to do first in order for them to spawn. Right now, I'll just make them spawn just for now, just for this video purposes, right? Make it look cool and awesome. And just to show you guys basically. But yeah, they slowly start coming in. And this is what's going to happen every time you come into a new pond. Fishes, either fishes already spawn or they will slowly start coming in. And every time you catch, there will always be fishes in the ponds at all times. As of right now, I may most likely will change that and increment the time of how often they should spawn. Other visual updates that I made in here as well. So let's put it here. I added a ripple to the fishing rod. Kind of makes sense, right? Because the line is actually moving the water and splashing in it over time, of course. Let's capture this guy and let me show you a little bit of the UI. Cool. So I have this UI here, right? So you get now the size of the actual fish here that you catched. So they tell you the name of the fish here. Of course, the fish is incorrect right now. I need to create the art for them. But this is the fish that you caught. It's a perch. I'll tell you the length of it, which is 0.25 inches, a quarter of an inch. And then you have to weigh how much it weighs, and it's about 8 pounds. The size of the fish that you caught, each one is going to be different, a different size. So I'll try to catch that big one over there. And some other updates that I added is that you can now release the fish if you don't want to collect it. Maybe you're just doing the gameplay, or you're just playing and you just want to catch and release, right? So you can release it. So if I press this button, the fish spawns and then swims away. Let's capture this monster bad boy down here. Cool. So now I catch this big fish right now. You know, it basically is almost as big as my character right now. It's a striped bass. It's 7 inches and it's about 25 pounds. It's a 25-pound bass right here. Damn. And yeah, so you can collect it if you want it, and it appears in the UI as well. The last update that I made to the fishing right now is that you don't always have to fish for any of the shadow fishes that you see in the pond if you don't want, and maybe you want to do something more random. So if I were to just cast my fishing rod in that direction and you just leave it there for a little while, eventually a fish will come in and bite your bait basically, and you have to do the same thing, try to catch it. So if you wait a little while here, and you come here, and then the fish spawns, and it gets your bait. So you can do that as well. So you don't have to always fish for these things as well. And this will be a little bit more random. Or maybe there's a pond that maybe there's no shadow fishes at all. But you want fish, right? I believe like in Animal Crossing, if there's no fish, you won't be able to catch anything, right? Correct me if I'm wrong though. There needs to be a shadow fish in order for you to catch a fish in that game. And I didn't want to have that restraint, so you can fish at any place at any time basically. Cool. So you can do that. I'll release the little bad boy down here as well. But cool. That was basically the updates that I made to fishing, and I really wanted to get the fishing into a good place, and I think it's in a good place right now. I gotta make more updates and just playing around with the actual gameplay of this fishing game. So I expect some more future updates to this, but yeah, I got this feature in a good place though, and that was my main goal, was to just have this implemented and be able to fish in different areas. Definitely is be able to start adding more the different arts for the fishes. So that's something that I'll definitely be working on in the future as well. There's a lot of art stuff that I need to do for this game. The next thing that I want to jump in on is basically I have this like rain coming in, thunder, and all of that kind of stuff that's happening in my splash screen, right? So I have all of this stuff, right? The fog and all that, but they're not hooked up. And so I want to be able to hook that up to, depending on the day and the time that you're in, basically, right? So if it's nighttime, hook that up to my actual time and make it turn night when it's supposed to, and brighten it up when it's supposed to, and during the day. Right now it's just random, but I want to hook that up to my own timer right now that I have, and each day be able to determine if this day should rain, or it should have a storm, or it should have should it be foggy, and all this kind of stuff. So be able to have that and be able to easily manage them and tweak them pretty easily. So that's my next goal. So let's jump into that. guys. All right, I got this in a good place today. Today it is Saturday today, so I just wanted to have this in a really good place right now, and I have it hooked up to my actual time now, and be able to easily manage this. I can show you guys what I've done. So I have this class that actually handles when to spawn all of this weather types. Basically, I can tell it if I want to force it to be something right now. So if I want to force it to be rain, stormy, or if it's foggy or not. If everything's turned off right now, let me build this bad boy. And if I were to run this, it should be nothing going on screen. There you go. So now there's no rain, no fog, none of that, and there's not going to be any thunderstorms and all kind of things happening. So if I turn that off, I come back and I say I want it to be foggy. It's a day that's kind of foggy, right? Let's build this bad boy. Cool. And now you can see that the fog is in here, all of that. But cool. Now you can see that the fog is in here and it's animating from the right to left like it usually does. I probably should be able to handle it so it changes directions, should it? I don't know if I want to think that deeply just yet, but cool. I have this fog coming in, and it's basically, yeah, that's basically the idea here. Be able to easily handle what should spawn and what shouldn't spawn depending on how they calculate it and randomize these weather types. So each day is going to be different. So right now it calls this init, which here determines when to if it should be turned on depending on the bitwise operation on it. And if there should be rain, enable it. If there should be a thunderstorm, enable the thunder stuff, the thunder screen and all of that. And then if it should be windy, create some wind strength on it to be able to, for the trees to move back and forth, and if it should be foggy or not. And it's super easily tweakable. That was basically the main idea that I want to work on. Now when I enable everything is back to how it was before, how I was showing you guys, and that's basically what I wanted to do. I think the next thing that I gotta work on in the future is to be able to determine what day should have what and what should it do on depending on the day or the month. Like on springtime, it's usually more rainy, right? Basically that kind of premise, right? Be able to find some type of formula or be able to create some type of randomization here or RNG to determine what the weather should be like that for the day. Every time it comes to a new day, you will determine like, hey, this day should be raining or whatever, depending on the month you're in or the season that you're in. But cool, I think this is a really good spot right now, guys. That's what I've done so far, more visually. I've done other stuff too in the back end. So like I restructured my data types now and be able to manage them into different databases or documents, I should say. And basically, and just optimizations in the back end. I create these towel chunks that I've done before in my previous procedural generation. Before I was rendering the entire 9 grids every time he changed to a new grid. So I re-render or recalculate certain grids, even though I shouldn't need to recalculate them. I update it and optimize it so it only does it for new grids that are coming in, right? So that will definitely help out with performance. And basically that's about it. It was a pretty chill 2 weeks that I worked on this project, and just wanted to show you guys what I've done so far. The next thing that I want to work on, I guess I can mention to you guys real quick, is to start hooking up the gameplay flow for this game. Right now I keep creating features and all of that, but they're not really hooked up to anything just yet. So what I want to focus on next is be able to hook that gameplay, right? The gameplay loop. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So I have farming, right? You can plant crops, you can fish, and this is procedural generation happening here with dungeons. So what I want to do is to finish up my splash screen, so I have a button there to play and create a save file for the first time, right? And when I create that save file, it will create a random seed for the world that will be used for whatever world I'm in, right? And be able to start farming. There's no direction just yet because there's no or anything just yet in this game that tells you like, hey, you should do this and do that. But that probably be something that I can add. And the main idea here is to be able to, once you come into the world, you're able to start. You will have tools either in your inventory, and you need to find them. I I think for right now, I just add it to the inventory just to see how that feels and be able to build up from there. And you'll be able to start farming, right? And it will save it so that every time you come into the same load file, you will have those fruits there already. And the same thing with the time that I added into the game. Let me show you guys real quick. Time up here, it remembers what day you were at, so even if you turn it off and come back, it will remember. Also remember any configurations for the rod, if you have any rods in your inventory, and any other items that you have in your inventory that it should be saving to. So at least I believe that's my next goal right now, to be able to handle that case and have something to show. Basically, I think my main goal right now to start basically creating like a trailer for this game. I still have a lot more to do, so like I still need to add some more NPCs in here, more fauna into the world, which I haven't even started yet besides the fish. But I knew when I was building the fish, I wanted to build it so that I'm be able to use the same code for the fauna that can be out here in the world as well. So it shouldn't be too difficult to start creating that, since I'm most likely going to be using the same code for that, if anything, at least the movement, right? And basically, yeah, that's the plan for what I want to work on next. And I think after that, depending, I don't know how long that's going to take me, and also depending on my side job, right? So depending on that, I can probably start working on NPCs as well. And by NPCs, I don't mean characters yet, just for like maybe creatures NPCs that are gonna be around here, and just to make this world feel more alive. Either that will be like bugs or stuff like that. Cool. That's basically it for this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like the video, subscribe for future updates for this game. It does help me out a lot for the YouTube algorithm. YouTube algorithm is never on my side for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one too, but just wanted to mention that. But it does help me out if you guys do like and subscribe to the channel. It makes me feel like you guys are interested and want to see more about this game. So if you are, feel free to do so and be able to share this project to other people as well. So I think that's about it, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful night, depending on your time. And I'll see you guys next time. Any else?